Hello everyone, we are back again with our second Minority Report, and
this Minority Report is going to be dealing with colorism and K-pop. Ooh, loaded child, we are opening up the gates. Yes, we are, but for a very, very good reason. Now, before we dive into this, I just want to remind everyone what Minority Report means. Minority Report is not explicitly about race, religion, or culture. It's actually about a lesser voice that isn't necessarily heard. Not lesser as in less important, just the voices that aren't often heard about it, hence the minority. Like the literal version of what a minority is. So it could be anything, it could be anyone speaking about something in that particular moment that's not necessarily the majority voice.
Sometimes the less popular ideals or opinions get pushed to the wayside and they're never really seen again, but we're trying to bring that forward and open up a forum discussion for everyone to get involved. So that is what this is for. So anything you want to say after this can be discussed down below. And please refrain from any name calling and all of that immature stuff. We want it all to be nice and kosher. But again, explain your ideals, bring it up. All opinions are welcome. We're not turning any of that away, but this is exactly what this video is for. And the topic is brought about because of Mr. Chanhyol's Instagram pictures.
Yes, Mr. Chanhyol from EXO put a particular Instagram picture up that has caused quite an interesting response from K-pop fans internationally and in the Korean market. Now, before we completely dive into this, I just want to say this video is not for the purpose of any bashing or any kind of judgment calls against Chanhyol, because we are not besties with him. We don't know him like that. We don't know his intentions. He hasn't said anything other than that he put up this video, he put up the pictures, and that's it.
As far as I was concerned, when I first saw them, I thought they were like caricatures. Nothing any different than going to Disneyland and having them paint a picture of you. So that's what when I first saw the pictures, because she brought them to my attention, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, they're just little meme photos, and this is how he sees his members. Dio's got little girly eyelashes, and so on and so forth. So as far as where Chanhyol stands, we don't know, so we're not even talking about that.
Yeah.
We're basing this on the backlash
and the reactions of K-pop fans.
And me, two particular comments that I saw, but that's at the end.
Okay. So, as you may know, if any back history, if you guys don't know what exactly it is, it's an Instagram picture in which he makes a caricature of all the different members, and two of the members he had as quite dark-skinned. Dark-skinned in the sense that their color is probably a little closer to ours. And, yeah. So this has been an ongoing joke that EXO television and different things have been doing about Kai and Tao, the supposedly darkest members of the group. There are names that they call them. They're supposed to be cute, according to them. You know, it's all jokes, it's all games. Here's why we're doing the video. So as a black K-pop fan, we are both black, if you didn't know that. As a black K-pop fan, the issue comes up constantly, and it's always brought up. Why do you like K-pop? Do they even like you back? In the sense of, like, do they even respect black culture, blah, blah. And then there's all this talk about appropriation and whatnot. But this video is about colorism, and what colorism is, for those that don't know, it's basically, you know, basing someone's various shades of whatever ethnicity they are in and basically saying this is superior and this is inferior. We have all types of definitions in the box below, so please read them so you can understand when I'm using these phrases what I mean.
And a good old-fashioned dictionary has them as well.
Yes, so you can easily look them up. Colorism in K-pop is an issue. It's an issue that isn't just about Korean traditions, because a lot of people like to say, oh, well, colorism, their racial thing, that's a Korean thing. It's not a Korean thing. It's a world thing.
It's everybody.
And their rationale for their colorism, well, in the good old-fashioned traditional days, people who worked in the fields were darker, and those were the laborers, and the people with light skin obviously had more money and were rich.
Royalty.
Etc., etc. Yes, okay, that's great. What does that have to do with now? And that rationale is also used for every single other culture. We say the same things. I mean,
unfortunately, with our people.
Yes, with our own people, field slaves versus house slaves. Okay? We have that whole same thing that also kind of helped define who we are now to this day. And people still use shades of blackness as a weapon in a lot of ways.
An attack on a lot of people.
So it affects us. It affects the world. Colorism is not something that's just isolated. The reason why it's a big issue, or why we want to talk about it, is because it really truly is about inferiority versus superiority. Now, we can't say specifically whether Kai or Tao think it's just a big joke, or whether they think it's, we're offended. I'm sure after a while, when you're getting teased about anything in your life, it gets kind of old and it gets kind of tired. And
I see it here.
Yeah.
I actually deal with it, not personally, but I can truly say from experience that after a while, especially when you're living in a place where as mixed up as America, and you still have to deal with, oh, you're too dark, or I'd rather you be lighter, or you're not light enough. To hear that a lot, especially here, I've had friends that have wished, differently about their appearance. And it's sad. So I can only imagine to live in a country where everyone pretty much looks the same. There are no Black Koreans. There are no Hispanic Koreans that live out there, or at least not in large numbers, to the point to where there is such a significant difference that it wouldn't be a problem.
Correct. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I understand there's such a homogenous country that they're not used to seeing anything other than themselves for the most part. Yeah. They're still branching out to the fact that there are people that look differently. I understand this is not a whole country thing. I get that. But for him to be in a group that everyone's Korean, so you grew up Korean, your whole life has been Korean, and then you don't think anything differently, and then suddenly you come into a group where people are pointing that out to you.
Specifically your color. Because the colorism is one of those things that is incredibly insidious. And it works its way into racism. A lot of racism is also based upon that. Whether or not you'll be accepted or not based upon how light or how much you can pass for one thing or the other. And the reason why the reason why this whole Instagram picture is an issue is because people are making comments on this Instagram picture that are ignorant. I'm just going to call it out. It's ignorant, guys. You laugh and you find it funny that he paints these two people dark, and then you use these phrases that are not intended to uplift or motivate or call out the beauty of anyone. You're using phrases that are meant to demean.
When it comes to comments, when I first saw the pictures, I thought they're like caricatures, because she told me, I went on there and I was like, oh, these are the pictures. I wasn't like, oh, what's everyone freaking out about? But then I have a tendency to read comments, and I read the comments. We all have a responsibility about what we put out into the world, whether you believe it or not. We all have responsibility of what we let continue on for the future. So whatever you say, post, these are the people, There's a lot of stuff that we see online and we're like, where in the world did you get your information from?
Yeah.
Did you reference this from somewhere? Who were you speaking to?
What textbooks are you reading? Because I have a feeling you're not.
I mean, is there somebody out there that is literally, that's all they do is just give out information that's completely wrong and they try to figure out how many people believe it?
Yeah.
Because I feel that's what's happening. So when I say that we all have responsibility, we do all have responsibility. And considering as far as the world of people that post and put stuff online, and we all have access to things. We all have access to information. We can pull things from here. If I want to know something about this, I can grab a hold of information. If I want to know about this, I can grab hold of information. We all have the ability to learn something, gain information, gather this, know about this. And that's why I love the K-pop community, especially here in the United States, because it is a mesh, a world, just a whole bunch of people, different cultures, different races, all different looking people that have come together that have on purpose decided to accept something outside of themselves. And they have decided to accept the Korean culture. And that's, to me, a beautiful thing, because that means that they decided, okay, in my case, I'm black, African American. I've grown up in a French Creole household. Okay, so I've got that going for me. But I said, okay, but I want to know more about the Korean culture. Okay, Korean food. So I decided to reach out and understand the culture, understand what makes this person click, what makes that part of that culture click. So with the way that history has gone, and with a lot of the things that have gone on in history, there are a lot of things that have not been kept from us. There are a lot of things across history that have been brought to light. There are a lot of things that have not been hidden from us that are so easy to reach back so far back in history that there are some things that I cannot believe that you would not know. So, when I went on Chanhyo's Instagram and I went on to those comments, I couldn't get past the first page of the 2 pictures because there were 2 comments that stuck out to me so much that I won't even lie, pissed me off. Because I'm just, not even just the part of being ignorant, but just how disrespectful. 2 comments.
Woosah.
LOL Black Kai and Kai N-word. The Black Kai annoys me because he's not black. He ain't black. When was he this? And he sure as heck is not this.
No. So
are we using it offensively? Are using the term negatively? I don't see any reason for that kind of statement to be made, especially on his member's Instagram page. Do you guys not think he understands that? And 2, the second one, I absolutely hate that N-word.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate it.
And just to insert this in here, because this is, of course, our opinion. Other people are going to tell you something different. But as 2 African-American / black females, we are going to tell you that N-word has no place in our lives. We don't use it. We don't care for it. We don't care where you may have heard it. We don't care if your favorite rapper from here, and here said it. It has no place for us. So anyone using it, anyone, I don't care if they're black or anybody, if you use that towards me,
you're done.
You better watch it. I don't care what it's supposed to mean. I don't care what you guys think. Oh, that now we've created. No, stop.
That whole, if we use the word differently to create a new meaning for it that takes away its powers to make it ours, there was never a general consensus meaning among African Americans that changed the meaning of that word.
So please, guys, please, and especially to all the fans out there who also are black Americans, if you're okay with that word, that's great for you. But do not go out there telling everybody else
that's
as if
right to use
we've all decided, because we haven't all decided. There's many of us who hate the word, don't want it anywhere near our persons, don't want to use it at all.
As far as I'm concerned, the national consensus, the general consensus, the historical consensus is that that word is still negatively used against a group of people, and it's derogatory.
Yes.
It is not meant to uplift. It is not used positively.
No.
It is not a good word. So, when I see that word, I automatically think something negative. I automatically think that this is a word, that someone's using this word in the most negative of negative ways.
Yep.
So, I went on that person's Instagram page.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh boy. I'm scared. What'd you do?
Young Hispanic female. I have an issue with that.
I see.
I have an issue. I have all types of issues. Young Hispanic female using the N-word as a comment towards the dark skin of a Korean boy as a joke, whether you meant it or not, against somebody that's not African American.
I just wonder, guys, what do you think? Okay, with the whole light skin, dark skin, I know people like to bring in this word called preference, right? And some people say, well, come on, it's what they prefer. We all have a right to prefer what we like, right? Now, what's the definition of a preference? A preference has a hierarchy in terms of I like this more than this. What a preference does not incorporate is I like this and therefore this other thing sucks and is negative and is stupid and ugly and is wrong. A lot of people use that term preference when they actually mean I have a prejudice. Now, if a lot of you guys actually went out there and started saying, well, I have a prejudice, watch how many looks you're going to get. Because a lot of people don't want to be truthful about how they're really feeling. When you like something, hey, I really like dark hair. I love dark hair. I think dark hair is so pretty. Do I like dark hair a little more than blonde hair? Yes. Do I hate every single blonde-haired thing that lives in existence? No. Not only do I not hate it, I don't dislike it either.
I just don't care.
Because
I don't care for
the
it.
blonde hair at that moment might not attract me at that moment, but that's not to say that it doesn't change. Preferences also change. Preferences are not fixed. They're not a state of being that requires you to have a negative feeling towards the thing that you don't
just like I tell
most.
people, don't waste your time on something that you don't care about.
So,
you're putting too much energy on something that you don't care about. So why waste your time being prejudiced? You could just not care.
Exactly. So
a lot of energy. You put more energy into being prejudiced instead of just giving your time to something that you actually care about. Okay? But going back to the N-word thing, okay? Like she said before, there's no national consensus that it's a positive word. I don't care what hip-hop person suddenly made y'all think that it was popular, because it's always the case that the ignorant speak the loudest.
So true.
And that is exactly the case
so true
with that word.
Yeah.
So, young lady, and all that use that word.
Yeah.
Because I promised her that I wouldn't get angry. Because I was very upset that day.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop
it. Stop it.
And please.
Because you have access to way more. Way more. And it gets harder and harder each day going forth in this age to believe that you don't know what's going on around you.
You don't know better.
That you don't know better. You know more. You know more, and you have the ability to know more. The question is whether or not you're willing to know more.
Whether or not you're willing to do better. Because a lot of people even know. You know better. You know better. So please don't be a keyboard warrior and think that, you know, when you say these things that people aren't seeing it, that your own artists aren't seeing it.
Because anonymous don't scare us.
It's just do better, guys. Do better. And can we please, as a community, international, Korean, everybody who is in love with K-pop, can we please not feed into negativity towards anyone about their skin, their religion, their race, any of it? Because when you play this game, especially with the light skin, dark skin, you are playing into negative stereotypes, and you're also helping to almost reinforce the whole issue that we have with not just colorism but racism.
I mean, come on, that was the whole point of them finally starting to travel international. That was the whole point of getting them out of Asia. Was for them to see that they have more than just fans over there.
And maybe
we finally banded together to have a voice to bring them out here to see that they have fans that love them just as much as their Korean and Asian fans do. And they got to see us. And what happened? They loved it. And they love coming back. They love traveling international and seeing all the different people that they like. And that love them. So why do we spend time doing this crap to each other?
Why would you want to do it
K-pop
to your artists?
fans are a race as far as I'm concerned.
Race is a social construct as far as I'm concerned. We are all human beings. That's what we are.
I mean, but people
we come in different
context.
shades. We come in different everything, and all those different everythings are quite beautiful, and we don't need to use anyone's light or darkness as a weapon against them to say anything about whether they're prettier or not prettier or sexier or not sexier. All of that it's a construct.
Some people they're not supposed to be sexy. It's supposed to be pretty.
And
supposed to be gorgeous. Supposed to be cute.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
justifying all of that.
That is the whole point of variety.
It's the spice of life, y'all.
Spice of life. Now. If every man was sexy, we'd have a problem.
So, to summarize everything that we've just said, basically, this colorism thing needs to stop, and we can't define how EXO handles their culture or their anything. So I'm not saying everybody go tell blah blah, but as a community of fans, especially as an international community, especially as a community of multiracial people, because we are all K-pop fans with different shades and different tones and blah blah. Let's do not feed that beast called negativity by, using hurtful phrases against members. Nor should we laud, nor should we be too accepting about people saying, well, this is my preference, and therefore, that could be better if it looked like this. No. You like what you like, and that's nice, but you do not need to degrade, demean, or be demoralizing to anybody else. To like what you like,
especially when it comes to the color.
Especially when it comes to the color of their skin. And
again, we are all responsible for what we put out there.
Be responsible.
Matoki has spoken.
Be responsible K-pop fans, guys. Share the love, spread the wealth. This was our very, very, very surface. Believe it or not, this was the surface of our discussion. If you would like to discuss more, please comment below. If you have questions, if you want us to delve a little further into this, actually, we probably will naturally, because these are conversations that we feel need to happen in order to be very happy, very educated, and loving K-pop fans in this world.
For those of you that are on Tumblr, I will actually be posting up our new Tumblr link somewhere on here. So if you want to discuss this on Tumblr, you can do that as well. And you can also do it on our Facebook page. So all of that there. Yeah. And on Twitter. I mean, you can do it everywhere. We'll try to keep it in one place, especially here on YouTube.
Yes. So on YouTube, Facebook, and Tumblr, especially since you can actually write more, because Twitter's kind of like one sentence. Really, no, that's not enough for this.
It's not so many notifications at one time. You got to read back and forth, up and down.
So please comment, talk to us, tell us your story, and we encourage you guys to please speak up, but also speak up respectfully. Be respectful towards each other. Be respectful towards us, and keep loving K-pop. Maybe, as Gandhi said, you got to be the change you want in the world. So be that change. Live that.
Be the change, sucker.
Live that truth. And, peace.